testimonial as a realtor from a client saying amazing experience with working with Omar. He's a great agent, took care of me, negotiated. Getting that video testimonial, in my opinion, is better than any Zillow review could ever get, any Google review, anything. You are the biggest barrier. So the biggest piece of advice I would say that I would give to myself, I was starting off, or anybody, is like, just
Before we begin the podcast, I have one small favor to ask. If you could hit the subscribe button so that we could reach more real estate agents every single week. Thank you. Let's begin. You've made a name for yourself on social media as the Gen Z Realtor. You also have a real estate marketing company, if I'm correct. Now, this podcast is specifically a real estate marketing podcast for agents and brokers. Given your social media success, what are some of the mistakes you've made when building your following that you wish you'd avoided?
So I think the main thing that I would say I wish I avoided or got over a lot sooner is just like the fear of it. I think 99% of agents, 90% of agents are held back and just scared about posting, putting themselves out there, getting in front of a camera. I was the same way. It's like, oh, what's that one agent in my office going to think about me? What's that one guy? What's my, like, you just, like, the biggest barrier to creating content and building an amazing business off of social media is your own self. Like, you are the biggest barrier. So the biggest piece of advice I would say that I would give to myself, I was starting off, or anybody, is like, just get over it and just do it. Cause like it's probably the same thing with what you do, where it's like, it's not going to work off the first bat. You got it. It's repetition. It's constant. You have to be constant with it, right? You got to keep doing it. So I think if you just start forcing yourself to be out there, put yourself on camera, get a little bit uncomfortable a lot sooner than I did, then I think you'll have 10 times more success than I did.
Okay. So you're saying just get on camera and start, messing around, figuring it out?
100%. Yeah,
Okay.
that's like my big,
What?
because again, a lot of people go the easy route of like putting up flyers of just sold and just listed and all this, and it's like that doesn't resonate with people. Like, people don't care. Like, if you're gonna do if you're gonna talk about a closing for a property you just did, do a closing video. Show the experience of what it's like to work with you. Bring your closing gift. There's no better day than closing day. Your clients are never happier than closing day, right? So if you can showcase that, show what it's like to work with you, people are like, damn, I want to work with Omar. I want to work with Andrew. He looks like fun. He looks like he had a great experience. And then two, the best part about these closing videos too, instead of doing a just sold, is that it's weird for you as an agent, Andrew, or me as an agent, to say, I'm the best agent in town. I'm the best realtor in town. That's super weird, right? But if your clients can say you're the best agent in town, you're the best realtor in town, that's a completely different story, right? So if you can get that on video testimonial, wraps.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Video testimonials are one of the biggest things as well. But the problem is getting people to agree to them, because a lot of people have that same kind of disconnect of like, I'm scared what's going to happen.
Yeah, 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 100%,
What's your
100%.
go-to for getting video testimonials?
So I'm a firm believer in just like keep it simple. So what I tell all my agents is like, if you overcomplicate it, to anybody, whether it's the agent, to the client, whoever it is, if you say, hey, I'm bringing out my videographer to do a testimonial, we're gonna do this video. Whoa, 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 whoa! I don't want to do all that. No, I'm scared. I literally tell my agents, all I want you to say is, hey, I'm bringing our in-house photographer to capture this moment for you. That's it. That way, at least they know and have an idea that there'll be a photographer, there'll be a camera there, there'll be someone shooting, and they'll also look somewhat, they'll put their makeup on, look nice or whatever, just because okay, there's going to be a camera taking photos. Everyone's okay with photos, everyone's happy with photos, and it's all about how you frame it, right? To capture this moment for you. They're like, oh my God, yeah, that's so sweet. I would love that. And then at the end of it, like, all my videographers are trained, even when I was doing it myself, like, it's super casual. Like, as you're filming, you just go like literally, like, simple. You don't tell them, hey, let's go. So, hey, like, what was your experience working like with Omar? Like how was your home buying journey? And like, I promise you, and I'll show you a million videos. Like, they just flow. It's like they're just chilling. They're like, oh my God, we had such a great experience, right, James? Yeah, like, he made it so easy, and like they're just free flowing, right? So it keeps it simple, keep it easy. So the less you complicate it, the less you make it seem like a big production, a big interview, the more calm and easier it is.
It also feels more authentic to the viewer, right? Because like if you get a scripted testimonial, it almost comes off as like disingenuous, like something's off. And you can't quite put like your finger on it, but it's something. And so keeping it that way is really, really nice. Are you
Agreed.
doing a lot of For your clients specifically, how are you going about with the realtors getting videos? Because I've heard a lot of like short form marketing guys, they do almost podcasts every month or so, and then just snip up in there for videos. What are you doing for realtors? Because you kind of have to go with the flow. You have new listings. What's the go-to?
So I have like two legs of the business, right? So we have the social media marketing side of the business, and then we also have like the listing side of the business. So anytime someone needs to sell a house, they need photos, video, floor plan, 3D tour, we do all that. But then also the leg of like the social media where it's like, hey, let's build your brand, let's make content, let's get you some engagement, let's build a brand. That's like I have a set structure for it. So there's three options that clients can pick from. They can pick from a basic option, an advanced, and an elite. With the basic option, they're getting 8 videos a month, which breaks down to 5 educational videos, so straight talking head videos. If they want to do like a fake podcast style and we cut it up, that's fine too. But they get 5 of those educational videos. They get a business spotlight video, which is them like going out and highlighting a local business, which is different. It's fun. It's exciting. We collaborate with the local business. They love it. Now they're reaching their pool of followers. We do a closing video, so whatever closing that they have, they just add us to the Google Calendar, makes it easy. We show up, we shoot the closing video, and then the last one is like usually like a hype property tour, where we just come out and highlight a local listing, whether it's theirs, whether it's someone in their brokerage. Let's just highlight listings so people kind of associate you with just like properties as much as possible. And then obviously we mix it up too if they have like an event they want to do, if they want to do more education, like we can be flexible, but we have a very set stone and program where it's like, okay, day one is content shoot day where we're knocking out those 5 in-house shoots, is what we call them, in studio shoots. And then the rest, the 3 other ones, it's off-site days. So they pretty much just add us to the calendar. Ideally, we're knocking out in one day, but we're pretty flexible because you know how it is with realtors.
Real estate agents. Ever wonder why some of your peers are flashing their new Rolexes while you are chasing dead leads? It's not better luck, it's not better skills, it's simple. They're dominating online advertising. But here's the hard truth: running ads yourself is burning money. MLS restrictions block you, Google's rules confuse you, your ad spend gets wasted. I know because I've been there. Now, as an SEO agency founder, I've cracked the code. Introducing the Google Ads course built for real estate. This isn't theory. These are my proven ads that you can copy and paste. 25 qualified leads monthly, ready to close buyers and sellers, consistent commissions without cold calling. No wasted ad spend, no guessing, just results from day one. Are you ready to stop begging for leads and begging to your sphere of influence? Head to dmrmedia.org/ads and let's get you started today. Yeah, they're hard to catch.
Yeah.
It's like herding cats.
Yep. Yep. It's very hard. Very hard.
What? So you?
Andrew, I lost you on audio. I don't know why.
I have a mute button.
There we go.
It's giant on the side. But so with you doing the two legs of the business, they want to do listings and they want to do social media.
Mhm.
What is bringing the best results, and why do you think that is?
So I think results wise, like we're looking at it from two lenses, right? Results wise is like when it comes to their brand and just building a reputation and having people reach out to them based off of just like seeing them on a consistent basis, 110% social media. But then on the listing side, it's like, I mean, they have to do that, right? If they want to sell their listing, they got to get professional photographer. Like I tell everyone, the first showing happens online, right? That's why even me as an agent, when I pitch my sellers and my developers, I'm like, look, yeah, you might think the first showing is when, an agent brings a buyer, like the open house, but no, the first showing is online, right? So that's the high end photography, 3D tours, the videos, like people can literally feel themselves in the house without ever even stepping into it. That's the most important part. So, two sides. Obviously, if they're trying to sell the house and it's their listing, then obviously like they need to have the listing media. But when it comes to something along the lines of, hey, like I want to get new business, I want people to know who I am, I want to build a brand, social media, 100%. Like I tell everyone, like the goal for every agent, and I tell them we're not a lead gen service, like we're a media company. My goal for my agencies and for my agents is to create them amazing content that builds a brand that people like, know, and trust, right? So for me, it's like I'll go on listing appointments now, and it's more along the lines of, Omar, like, I've seen your stuff. I love your stuff. What does it look like to work with you? It's no longer an interview process. It's like, hey, what does it look like to work with you versus do I want to work with you, right? So, when it comes to getting new business, building a brand in 2025 and beyond is probably one of the most important things you could ever do in any business. Like, I don't care if you're an agent, I don't care if you run a spot, whatever it is. Like, if you can make content about whatever your industry is, you will be 10 times ahead any other person in that specific industry.
Yeah, that's 100% accurate. The issue with branding though is it's very very hard to build, and you need to know what you're building first. So a lot of real estate agents, at least from my experience, seem to go the I want leads route. I want
Yeah.
more leads. I want to sell more. But here's the
Yep.
problem: you can have as many leads as you want, but if you don't have a brand, you don't have something associated with you, you don't have quality associated with you, 95% of those leads aren't going to convert. So you need the brand plus you need the leads. It's like you need a marriage of them. You can't just have one or the other.
No. No, and that's the thing. It's like, again, like, if you're, let's say for example, Andrew, you're running me some Google SEO, and you're doing some people, whatever it is, right? People will see that, and then guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna look me up. They're gonna be like, okay, oh, I love this. They're gonna click the link. They're gonna see who I am. Oh, this guy looks, decent. You did your job, Andrew. You got me the lead. You got someone to click on me. But then now that lead is gonna be like, who is this Omar guy? He's gonna look me up on Google. First thing he's gonna do. Guess what's gonna pop up? My Zillow profile, my Instagram profile, my YouTube. So, like, once he hops on my Instagram, that's my resume. That's my interview right there and then. He sees my shit and he's like, damn, like, this guy does great business. He sees the educational videos, he sees the closing videos, he sees the listing videos. He's like, holy shit, this guy knows what he's doing. So guess what? Now I made your life easier, Andrew, of getting that guy to convert a lot easier. And then now when I hop on a call with him, it's a 10 times easier conversation versus, like, you just clicked on an ad. He's like, hey, I just saw, you do listings in the DC area. Like, it's such a different conversation.
It is. It really is. I'll give you a good example statistically. So I have some clients where they have kind of a meh personal brand, and I have some
Hmm.
clients where they're like their personal brand is completely dialed in. For the ones where it's kind of you see around like an 8% ish lead to close ratio once they're qualified and all that sort of stuff. Whereas if you have that really good personal brand, you see almost close to 20. So it's over double. It's not even close. And so if you just do the math there, if you get 10 leads, right? For the agent with the brand, those leads are worth double. So a lot of people skip over that step. For an agent who is looking to build their brand from the ground up, they have absolutely nothing. Where where would you tell them to start?
I would say first and foremost, like, yeah, you could go hire an agency like mine or whatever it is, but, like, if you're just starting off from the very beginning, like, zero social media, zero posts, like, I would start with very simple educational videos. You know why? Because all it takes is your iPhone, the camera app, and then if you want to step it up, you can buy DJI mics for like $200, and your quality will be 10 times better. But, like, if you can just start off with videos like, hey guys, quick update here. I'm at my team meeting here, and the Maryland real estate market has actually gone up in the past year. Like, a lot of people thought in 2024 was like just simple, basic educational videos that, like, might seem super generic to you as an agent, but to a consumer that has no idea on what goes on a day-to-day basis in the real estate world, like, this is valuable information. Like, I tell people, like, most people don't know you only need 3% down to buy a house. Most people genuinely believe you need 20% down to buy a house. I know this guy, very, very smart pharmacist, like, runs a great business. And we are talking, okay, why aren't you buying a house yet, man? Like, why are you still renting? Like, I get it, you have a nice luxury apartment, but, like, this is a lot of money down the drain. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm just waiting to have 20% down for the house that I want. I'm like, Jeff, you don't need 20% down to buy a house. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I literally explained to him, and I promise you, a month later, we went under contract on a house because he had no clue, right? So if I was there to educate him and he follows me on Instagram and I make these videos, that's valuable, right? So I tell everyone, like, when you're starting to build your brand as an agent or really any business owner, you got to look at two things with your content. A, is it educational, or B, is it entertaining? You got to do one or the other, right? It always has to be what's in it for the viewer. Like, I can't create content because I think it's cool content or I like it or I'm gonna get praised for it or whatever it is. Like, no, like, what value does the viewer get from watching this video? So if it's not either educational or entertaining, it's probably not going to do that great.
I agree with that 100%. The other thing that I want to note is it also varies depending on the area. So you need to be super area specific. I'll give you a good example. In Wisconsin, we have what's called a WHEDA loan, and it's essentially an FHA loan, so First Time Home Buyers Association loan, where you need 0% down. So if people are willing to take that, they basically take a mini loan out on the down payment and they can just get a house. Like you don't need to think about it. So knowing those little things, even getting down as granular as like the city area, are there specific first time home buyer help within the city? What what's all that? That is super super useful for people on social media. Now, I want to get into the nitty gritty because there's a very fine line between entertainment and educational, and you need to kind of thread in between because if you don't, you either don't get views or you don't get the right people. So, how are you balancing that content?
So a lot of what I tell people is like social media is not, it's nothing new, right? Like it's, people are like, oh, like I want to create the dopest, newest video that no one's ever done before. I'm like, why? Why? Like literally why? Like rinse and repeat. Like if you see something that's doing well, that's working, you know what we do? We copy it. We try to make it a little bit different towards your personality and your vibe, and that's it, right? So for me, literally my entire process that clients pay me $3,000 to $5,000 a month for it is going on TikTok, searching up real estate, and seeing different styles of videos from more fun ones, educational ones, and picking the best ones. And you can literally go on TikTok, you can type in real estate, you can put in last 6 months, and you can do it by like count or by relevance, and it'll show you all the best performing ones, right? So there'll be the funny, trendy ones that you see all the time. There'll be the more educational ones. There'll be more of these like generic ones. So like I just pick a piece of each one, right? I'm like, okay, let's do one funny one for the team. Let's do one more serious educational. Let's do one community spotlight, and then like you gather it, and like from 8 videos, now you have such a mix of content. You have the entertainment, you have the educational. So it's like I tell everyone each piece of content kind of does different things, right? In my opinion, educational content is still a must, but people are like, oh, everyone does. I'm like, yeah, but it's great and you need to do it. And that's why I continue to do it, is because the educational content just builds your authority. Like he knows his stuff. Like Omar knows real estate. Like even if it's 10 people that watched it, the 10 people that watched my viral video, my funny video, now come to my page, and then they see the more educational, the more serious Omar. It shows a different side of me, right? Like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing and he's pretty cool. Like, he's entertaining me. It's fun stuff. It's viral stuff, right? There's very rarely where like the educational stuff like really blows up. It's mostly going to be the more, like you said, trendy, fun style content, right? So like it's a good mix. Like that brings in the views, that brings in the eyeballs, and then I now lock them in with the more educational, more serious content, with the property tour videos, with the closing videos, the testimonials. Like, okay, this guy's not just some social media realtor, because there's a lot of just social media realtors. Like there's a lot of realtors that I know that have huge followings on Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube. And then you look at their actual business, look them up on homes.com, look them up on Zillow, and it's 2 sales the past 12 months. And it's like, what? So like you never want to be that person either, right? You never want to be the person that has the best social media presence, you're crushing it on socials, but then you don't actually do real business. Like what's the point of that, right? So for me, it's like you have to find a fine balance. And like you said, like it's all about, in my opinion, just stealing what's already working, making a little bit of your own, and that's it.
It's fundamentally just quality. Like how good is your following and how
Yep,
invested are they? And
100%.
that all ties back into brand too. How good is your brand? Because if your brand is bad, people won't buy from you. That's one of the funniest things I see a lot in assorted industries, honestly, is people who talk how to build your social media and quote unquote build a business on the back of social media, but their business is just getting a following on social media. And so there isn't really a business to be built. Whereas real estate, that's one of those where you can fact check it, which is really nice.
Yep.
Where you have
That's
Zillow,
that's
you have
that's
homes.com, you
the
have
best part
realtor.com.
about it. Exactly, right? Like, there's a lot of bullshit right now. A lot of fake people when it comes to every industry, e-commerce, digital marketing, because it's very hard to verify. Here's the thing with real estate. Like you said, everything is public record, right? They can look Omar up right now on Zillow and see, am I actually do I actually do business or am I just a social media realtor? There's a lot of people, like I said, that are just social media realtors. There's so many guys that claim I do 30 million a year, I do 40 million. You look up their homes.com, and I swear to God, I just did this a couple of days ago, and it's someone that's huge on social. I don't want to mention names, but it literally says 3 sales the past 12 months. That means in the last 12 months, they sold 3 homes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. That's one thing that I've always found really, really difficult as well. Is so I do digital advertising for real estate
Yeah,
primarily. And my biggest problem is how do I take everything and show it? Because even screenshots can be faked at this point. Like I can screenshot my Ahrefs, my Google Ads planner. I can screenshot all of this. How do I show it? How do I portray it? And the only way that I found it, tying it back, video testimonials.
there we go. That's what exactly I was about to say to you.
And so for clients, if you give a video testimonial for
Yeah,
someone,
yeah,
that's the best proof you can give. It's the best gift to anyone.
100%.
Like I've had one client who just gave me a video testimonial. Didn't even ask, nothing. Best
Yep.
thing ever. So for realtors who aren't on the video testimonials, I'll let you kind of what are the biggest benefits you found with them and what are the best uses?
So I tell everyone like there's so many different uses with them, and video testimonials, in my opinion, like you getting a video testimonial as a realtor from a client saying how amazing the experience was working with Omar. He's a great agent, took care of me, negotiated. Like getting that video testimonial, in my opinion, is better than any Zillow review could ever get, any Google review, anything. Right? You can't fake that. That's real life. You're showing the experience. Like they're bragging about you, and it's multi-purpose, right? You can throw that onto your website. I have that on my website. I have it on my Instagram. You can put on your Google My Business page. I'm sure, Andrew, you're the expert at this. That probably helps them out when people look at it. Oh, damn, like this is legit, right? So, in my opinion, like doing testimonial videos and closing videos is a must. Like, I genuinely, I swear to God, I've had clients send me videos of my closing videos and be like, oh my God, this looks so much fun. I can't wait to buy a house with you. Like, they're just excited about the potential of being that person in that video and working with me as a realtor, right? So if you can create that around your brand, you're gonna have nonstop business. Like 2024, I 90 no, I would say like 70% of my business was all from socials, all from Instagram and Facebook and TikTok.
Real estate professionals, you've seen them. The agents drowning in qualified leads, cherry picking only the best clients. You're grinding away at cold leads, burning yourself out. Listen, what if I told you you could be the first agent? More family time, abundant leads, and luxury buyers only. There's no Zillow, no VAs, just Google search. By combining your YouTube, website, and Google business listing, you show up exactly when buyers and sellers need you. Don't believe me? Ask Cade Covey, the #8 agent in the Midwest from Stevens Point. Or eXp Advantage, the #2 team in Wisconsin in a small town of just 10,000 people. Listen, the secret is simple. A website that generates leads while you sleep. A website that connects you with buyers and sellers at the perfect time. A website that gives you your life back. Are you ready to escape that stupid real estate grind? Get your free personal website audit today by checking my link in bio or go to dmrmedia.org. That's so true. I wanted to get your ideas on this as well because this was being thrown around in kind of the podcast space. Someone was suggesting that you do a podcast with your clients because it's almost an hour-long video testimonial if done properly.
Yeah, I actually have never thought of that, but I actually really like that.
Yeah. And the best part is you can do it in the house, right? If you have the equipment, you can just show up,
Yeah.
sit in the house. You can take videos, have the B-roll opening. Like that's
Andrew, that's
such,
actually a really good idea. Like, I'm actually gonna steal that. Like, it's fucking phenomenal.
dude, go for it. I don't have the equipment to do it.
That's
Go
really
ham.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I like
that was
it a
actually
lot.
from Ryan R. Sullivan. He's one of the podcast guys on LinkedIn.
I like that
But
a lot.
with that, there's so many different creative ways to go about doing video testimonials. And so it's not like you can just sit here and be like, I can't do video testimonials. No, there's 1,000 different things you can do. What's your favorite creative thing right now in the social media space? Speaking of creative ideas.
Creative idea. That's a very good question. So I'll say this too. Like at heart, I'm not like a crazy creative guy. Like I'm more of like even the reason why I built obviously a creative slash marketing agency is because I was so good at sales and selling it that I was like, holy shit, I can sell the shit out of this, and I see the value in it as an actual agent, and that's kind of how it started. Like I picked up a camera for the first time maybe like a year ago. Like I have no creative experience background, so I think the most creative that I get or that I do right now is like we go super heavy and just like our edits, like just how because again the edits are the most important things. Like even our listing videos, it's not like these boring generic like welcome to 5013 blah blah. It's like no, like we just did a video the other day where it's like we're walking down downtown. And it's like hey Siri, I'm looking for the nicest 3 bedroom 4 bath condo in all of Washington D.C. And then like snapshots and it's Siri's like thanks Omar, I found you the perfect one 3114, and then it's like such a dope video and you can like pull it up. It's on our Instagram. That's like the most like creative that I'll get. Like I'm not a huge creative guy. I'm not creating these crazy ideas. Like it's actually kind of like cookie cutter. But as long as you do it well and you do it good, it kind of works.
You say you're not that creative guy. Who do you have? You have the marketing agency. I'm assuming you have a partner, a venture. What are you? How is it structured?
Yeah, so I mean, no partners. It's strictly solo. I'm a 100% owner of Refitified Marketing, but I do have like the best talent, right? Like my creative directors are phenomenal, right? They're the ones coming up with these dope ideas for the agents. My editors have insane vision. Like I don't even know how they. I'm like, how'd you think of that? Like they could do the craziest edits, and clients love it. I love it. I'm more of just like overall like here's what it'll do for you. Like here's why it's important for you to do socials. Here's like I'm the sales rep, right? For my company right now, we're a team of 12. I've gotten it to a point where like my entire job is obviously operationals, growing the team, making sure the team's happy, all that kind of good stuff. But then on the like client facing side, it's really just all about sales. Like I'm just selling. I'm going out to these brokerages. I'm meeting with agents. Like I'm just selling. And like for me, I'm not selling them on like, oh, we have the best edits, we have the best videographers. Like that's not us. Like there's these guys like Studio 910 Pro. Like this guy Claudio is an absolute beast. Like he makes the best videos in the real estate space. Like he crushes it. That's not me. I'm more about here's a strategy on how we're building your brand. Our video quality is great. It's not like Studio 910 Pro, but we'll do it consistently. We're your marketing partner. We're here for you. Bam, let's do it. Right. So I have the best talent in the team to have the creative side, but that's just honestly not me.
Yeah. No, that makes total sense. That makes total sense. I'm kind of the opposite side. I've got kind of the creative way, and then I have a couple guys. I do the sales as well, and I'm slowly transitioning more into that role. But it's very, very difficult to let go once you do it. Where I'm assuming you kind of hired first.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure it's the same for you. It's like now it's like it's very hard for you to go to the sales side because you're like, damn, I love it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, no, 100%. I admire you guys because I'm like I don't know how you come up with these ideas and like it seems like a lot.
I don't know, man. It just kind of happens sometimes. What? So your business? How long have you been doing it?
So I started Refitified Marketing about a year and a half ago. It started off as like kind of a joke. Like it wasn't real. Like I had an agent, like another real estate agent that ran a team try to recruit me. That's how it started. Like he hit me up. He's like, "Hey, I would love to get lunch with you." Seemed like a cool guy. I was like, "Sure, let's get lunch." We had a great conversation. He's like, "Oh, I love the stuff that you do. I love your marketing, this, that." And at the end of it, he's like, "I'd love for you to join my team." And I'm just like, I appreciate that. It means a lot, but I'm happy where I am. Thank you though. And the conversation then diverted into like, okay, like if you won't join my team, like, what would it take for you to do my marketing? Because I love your marketing. Like that's how it started. And I was just like, I honestly just wanted him to leave me alone. Like I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like just leave me alone. And I was just like, he just kept asking, he's like, how much? Just let me know. Like let's do it. And then I just threw the craziest number that came to my mind. I was like 3 grand because I thought he was gonna be like, no way, absolutely not. This guy looks at me, and goes, done. When we get started, I was like, holy shit. So then I just like I bought myself some time. Like yeah, absolutely. I'll send you all the onboarding documents and we'll go from there. I had nothing. I literally went home. I created omarsellsocials.com, blah, blah, blah. There's like, it wasn't even Refitified Marketing at the time. He was my very first client and he was paying me $3,000 a month for like something ridiculous. I was doing like 25 videos a month. and I was managing all of his accounts. I mean, it worked. We grew his TikTok following to almost 60,000 followers. His Instagram, like nothing crazy, like 4,000 followers. And he built a real good brand around it. He's still a client to this day, almost, a year and a half later. And that was my first client. And then we kind of went from there. So 2023, I kind of just did it solo. It was just like nice to have. It was 3 grand a month. Plus, I was still selling. So there was like the 3 grand a month just paying all my bills. And then I was just like making all my real estate money and I was doing well and I loved it. And then I just saw the potential in it because a lot of people started asking me for it. Like, yo, who does the marketing? Who does the marketing? And then Yanni started sending me referrals. And it just kind of became like a domino effect. And then before I knew it, like end of 2023, I had like 6, 7 clients. I was at like almost 15K a month, but I was solo. Like I was barely sleeping. I was editing all night. I was shooting all day. Like I was one of those to go out and film all the videos myself. I did all the sales myself. I did all the onboarding. Like I was a one-man show that made it seem like I wasn't. Even from the very beginning, even when it was just me, I would always respond on my emails like, "We'll get back to you as soon as possible. The team is working on this for you." But it's on the team. I was the entire team. Yeah, I just ran that for almost like 4 or 5 months, and then I was like, "This is not scalable." I got my first editor, which changed my life. I think that's the first hire for any media agencies, like outsource the editing. I trained up my editor. I did Loom videos with him. Like we were on working on videos for like 6, 7 hours a night together. He finally got to a point where he could run it on his own. Then I got my first shooter, who came out onboarded. That was the hardest and scariest part because everyone was like, "Where's Omar?" Right? So that's one thing I realized. Like I didn't really have a business before. I was just self-employed. Like I just ran my own media marketing company that I fulfilled and did everything, right? So it wasn't an actual business. Like I couldn't step away, right? So when I had my first shooter, everyone's like, "Where's Omar?" I only want to shoot with Omar. So that was a very hard barrier to break. Like some clients even left us to where they're like, if it's not Omar, I don't want to do it. So slowly started to train them up. Like he got to the point where it's like he was good enough to where people didn't really care. As long as they got the results, they don't really care it's Omar, but they have to fear that if it's not Omar, it's never going to be as good. So I finally got him trained up to the point where he was really good. Got a second shooter, got a third shooter. So the third shooter is when I added the listing side of the business. So before I was just doing strictly social media. Got more editors. I think we have like almost 5, 6 editors now. But long story short, yeah, now we're a team of 12. We have a head of ops, editors, shooters, client success managers. This year we'll probably end off at around like 800. Well, 2024 we ended up at around like $830,000 in revenue. This year the goal is to hit like anywhere from like 1.8 to 2 million. Just trying to double the team, scale the team. I'm hiring like 3 new shooters. So yeah, I mean it's only a year and a half old business to be honest. Yeah. And I honestly will credit 90% of it to just like I said, I just sold. Like I sold before I even had the product. That's why I tell everyone, like, in my opinion, I don't care what industry it is, whether you're in real estate, marketing, whatever industry it is. Say you own a salon, you own a spa. If you can get sales down, everything else can follow. Like sales, in my opinion, cures every issue in every business.
100%. 110%. I know I was thinking about doing a course for a while just for Google Ads because a lot of real estate agents don't want to spend a lot of time and they just kind of need a trickle of leads in. And so that's one of the easiest ways to do it. So I was working on a Google Ads course and I sold it before I had even started scripting, making it, all of that. That's, you need to do that because otherwise you can end up making a product that the
No.
market doesn't want.
The amount of times I've had to refine my offer for the agency is ridiculous. Again, I told you I started off doing 25 videos a month and I was managing all the accounts. You know how insane that was? Like I was like, holy shit, there's no way I could do this at scale, right? So it went down to 15 videos, and it went up to 22, and then it went down to 7, and then my pricing kept changing. Like my first price, again, $3,000 a month, was fine when I was offering these crazy, ridiculous like offerings, right? So then I brought it down to 3 different tiers. I have a $1,500 a month package, a 25, 35, 55. So like like I had to build out a system that actually worked for clients, and I wouldn't know until I actually sold it, right? So I kept getting feedback, feedback, feedback. We would start with some clients. I won't lie, they're like, "Oh, we're not super happy with this. Great. How do we fix it?" So yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah. Refining your offer is always really, really good. I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat now. I need to start lowering the amount of deliverables.
Yep. And I'll tell you one thing, Andrew, like less sometimes is way more. Like the more you can simplify it, it's like, hey, you get this one offer, it's gonna be the best offer you get. So much better. Because I when I did it, when I started off, it was like, hey, we'll do your videos for you. So that's, shooting, production, editing, delivery, everything. And then we also did account management. So we can manage all your social media accounts for you. So then now they're looking at us like, hey, why is my videos not getting views? Because like when you're posting, they expect you to like do something crazy about it, right? And then we used to offer ads. I used to be like, hey, we'll run ads on your videos for you. Like it was such a crazy offer. Now it's literally, hey, we will make videos for you. It'll look dope as shit. It'll be delivered to you on a Monday board on a silver platter. That's it.
Yeah.
Our job is done.
No, that's 100% accurate. And that's slowly what I'm learning, unfortunately. Kind of getting the beating that into me of you need to start sleeping so that you can have a better quality of work.
Yeah. Hey man, honestly, you're going like that. That is really what's gonna build you. Like I won't lie. Like I hated life in 2024. Like you're probably the same way where it's like you're just working 24/7. I literally would wake up at like 6 a.m. every day and I would go to sleep at like 2 a.m. every night. It was insane. And I'm sure you're probably going through that right now, building it, but like that's that phase. And I tell everyone this, like, that's like, just tell everyone, like, in your head, like, the way I survived, it was this is where most people will quit, right? This is where most people, like, holy shit, this is not worth it. I'm done. I can't do this. And most people will quit in that very moment. Like, a lot of people will get to the same stage you're at, but then they won't go past it. So I know you're easily just going to blow past it in like months from now. And you're going to be like, holy shit, damn, those were good times.
Yeah. It's one of those where I just had my first hire like a month ish ago. And so I'm slowly getting that time back where I can like breathe a little.
Yep. Like you're not even trying to have fun. You're just trying to breathe a little. You're just like, I just need a breather. Like that's it.
Like, man, I just need like 4 hours on Saturday where I can just sit down. No music, nothing, just like decompress.
100%. And that's honestly, bro. I'm people like make like my friends make fun of me. They're like, "Damn, Omar, you're literally like a 50-year-old man." Like for me, like a fun night is like no one bothering me, no one's calling me. I'm watching Netflix. That in my opinion is a great freaking night. Like we order some good food and we watch Netflix, and like I'm chilling. I don't need to go out. I don't need to do anything. Like, that's a great night for me.
Dude, I'm the exact same way. A lot of my home friend group is always like, I want to drink, I want to go smoke, I want to do whatever. And for me, like even a good night isn't even watching Netflix. It's meal prepping. Like
There
cuz
we go.
I'm a power lifter. So I'll meal prep, I'll pop in music and I'm happy. Like
Yep. Yep. Yep, I love it. That's your thing, that's what you enjoy, and it doesn't deteriorate your next day, right? Like you end up going out with your boys, like you're probably not gonna end up waking up at 9 a.m. on Sunday back to doing your podcast. You know what I mean? So I love it, bro. That's the grind right there,
yeah, sometimes you just got to lock in.
100%.
I'll tell you what, I don't have anything else for you. Is there anywhere you would like to send the viewers?
No, honestly, I mean, I think this is a great podcast. I think we kind of like on the marketing side of it. I think this is a ton of value for agents in general. I mean, I would say like I would flip it a little bit on you. It's like walk me through what your agency looks like. Let's say Omar is a potential client now because I love your energy. Okay, a lot of it too. Like what people don't understand is like most people don't buy like obviously I want the service and I want what you do in the marketing, but also I'm just like I just like Andrew. He seems like a hustler. Like I want to work with him. So like a lot of business owners, just a quick tip, whether you're a realtor, whether you're running an agency, whatever it is, it's like people like buy into you. Like yes, they're gonna buy your product, yes, they want your service, but like 90% of it is like they're buying you. Like I have a lot of clients like Omar, I'm only here because of you. Like I like you, I like your business, like what you're doing. So same way here right now. It's like what do you do, Andrew? Like trying to sell Omar, like I want to do SEO or marketing. Walk me through that.
I was to start at the top. What are your end goals? That's typically what I start with because the thing is, if I sell you something and where I can get you is not aligned with your goal, I don't want to sell you. I made that mistake once or twice, and I sold someone I shouldn't have,
Yep.
and they churned.
Yep.
And so I
And
always ask,
and
what are your
in the back
goals?
of your head, you always know when those clients are gonna be. Like, deep down when you're making that close, because I do this, it happened to me a million. I'm like, damn, like this is not gonna be a good client, but like whatever, we need the money, let's just sell it. Like, and it never works out.
Yep. That's one thing that I'm starting to do is even more targeted cold outreach. So my cold outreach used to be any brokerage that fits the agent size or any agent that wants to buy.
Hmm.
Now I'm going, what's a brokerage that aligns with the goals, that is set up to succeed? So my total addressable market in Wisconsin is just shy of 100 brokerages. So it's very, very niche.
I love that. I love that. So yeah, I mean, to answer your question, what's my goal? I mean, I would say if I'm doing, I mean, explain to me what the full service is too, but I would say, I want to get more leads. I want to get more business. I've built a really good social media brand and I get a ton of business from there, but I would love to add another layer of just qualified leads that are looking to either buy or sell in the DMV market.
How many qualified leads do you think you could take on?
I would say if I got like qualified leads every single month, I'd say, 5 to 8 leads would probably be like more than enough. Let's say,
Okay.
yeah.
Are you saying 5 to 8 leads that would close, or are you saying 5 to 8 leads total?
I would say 5 to 8 leads that close, but obviously, that's not going to be. You probably need a higher volume that come in order to get that amount.
So just working it back mathematically, let's assume industry average is 11% under the
Mhm.
assumption that you don't have a brand and you're actually doing follow up. Okay. So if that's the case, we work that back. We'll say five. So you need 50 qualified leads, and about half the leads that come in aren't qualified. So you need 100 total leads to get you in.
Mhm.
Now, if you're looking to do that, I would say you can play the long game of SEO, or you can play the Google Ads short game. What makes more sense to you? Would you rather spend the money, have it done, and then have the SEO coming on the back end? Or would you rather just do the SEO, get no leads for 6 to 12 months, and then not have to pay a penny for those leads after that?
I'm always like a firm believer in like the long term path of just building it organically. So I'd probably go the SEO route ideally, but then I'm also not super opposed to paying a little bit and like seeing like immediate results per se.
Okay. Then I would say it would make sense to do something like a pay per lead. So that would typically be just a base, and then you just pay per the qualified leads that come in, is how we would structure that.
I like that.
Yeah. It keeps things simple. The other advantage of that is it's scalable. So if I have a brokerage, they're going to end up paying more, obviously, because there's more leads. And I cap it and all of that so that we're not like spending 20 grand a month, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then the brokerages benefit from economies of scale and agents can get the leads that they need.
Yep.
Keeping it simple. Are
Yep.
you doing anything like that for agents and brokerages, or are you just doing agent?
No, just I mean, we have a lot of brokerage clients, but like we were kind of just like their white glove partner slash preferred vendor, and then we'll target their agents under there, and we have some brokerages that we do work directly for like their executive team and like their top producers or just like recruitment videos and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Love that.
This is awesome. No, this is
Yeah.
great.